Remember, the movie is made for kids, not for the people who were kids when the original Space Jam came out. Hello, welcome to Just My Thoughts. I'm your host, Khaleel Ward. On this episode, I'll be talking about Space Jam, A New Legacy, the movie starring LeBron James. Is it a direct sequel to Space Jam? No, not really. They kind of mentioned like the other Space Jam. Is this movie better than the original Space Jam? On the first viewing, yeah. The original Space Jam is a cult classic, but it's not a really good movie. Is LeBron a better actor than Michael Jordan? Yes, but in this movie, he wasn't the best he could be because I think he does better with comedy. In this movie, he was a lot more stern. It's a story about a father and son and being too hard on your kids and trying to force them to do things you want them to do rather than them doing things they want to do. So Bron, he has multiple kids, and his second oldest, Dom, plays basketball, but he's really into tech. But Bron is always talking about fundamentals and working super hard while you're on the court. It sounds real corny in the beginning, like the way he's talking to him, because nobody really talks like that. But Dom created his own video game, and Bron is not really interested in what his son is doing. He's just talking about basketball all the time, and he's not fun. He's not having fun with the game. Dom wants to play basketball, but he also wants to do the tech thing, and they clash a lot. Eventually, Bron is pitched this idea by Don Cheadle's character, who is an AI, essentially. He's an algorithm for Warner Brothers, and he has this big idea to be able to digitize LeBron into all these Warner Brother properties like Game of Thrones, Batman, Harry Potter. And it's funny because it's like a tongue-in-cheek joke because Bron is like, I'm not into that. I want to play basketball. I'm only focused on basketball, but he's making a movie. So, Don Cheadle doesn't like that. And he has a plan to basically take Bron's son and make Bron play for it. If Bron loses, then everybody gets sucked away into the Toon world. And then if Bron wins, of course, everything is happy. So LeBron is trying to put together a team, and it's very different from Space Jam with Michael Jordan. In Space Jam, you had Bugs and them looking for Michael to help because they were going to get their planet destroyed and everything. In this one, LeBron is looking for help, but he wants the whole Warner Brothers studio to help because that's what they're in. And they're in this like serververse of Warner Brothers. It's like all these different worlds, with Warner Brothers characters. And it's really cool just seeing a lot of different things. And one particular thing, they go to like the DC world and you see like Superman and Batman and like the Justice League and everything. And it's a different spin. It's a lot more loony, I would say, than the other Space Jam. And Bugs, he has his own agenda with putting the team together because he wants to see his friends again because some things happen and they aren't together. So it's very different tonally than the other Space Jam. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that they went totally different with it. And Don Cheadle's character, he makes the game like live. When Michael Jordan played, it was just like, it seemed like nobody knew. Just like Mike disappeared. A couple of people knew he went to the Looney Tunes world, but when he played the game, nobody knew about it. This time around, it's showcased as LeBron versus Dom. And of course, you have the cameos from Damian Lillard and Diana Taurasi and all the other people that's a part of the Goon Squad. But now everybody around the world is like seeing the game, and it matters more a little bit. I thought the Goon Squad, they had some cool abilities and a couple of one-liners here and there, but they didn't have that banter back and forth like the squad had it in the first movie with Michael Jordan. They always talk trash to him and they talk trash to the other characters. It wasn't as dynamic, but the abilities were just over the top. The scoring was over the top. In regular Space Jam, it's like a regular basketball game, 2-pointers, 3-pointers. Your body can do some weird stuff. You can step on people, and that was as crazy as it got. But in this, it's Dom's video game. So it's not regular basketball. And you hear that mentioned a few times that it's not regular basketball. It's basketball, but spiced up with power-ups. So just think like NBA Jam, where you can step on a 4-pointer or something like that, but just to the extreme, to the max level, because it's a video game that they're essentially in. And that's where the movie really just differs during the basketball game. It's just a lot of weird, crazy stuff. People getting 100 points for a bucket, or, you know, or taking points away or something like that. And I think that's where the movie shines the most, because you see all these different characters. You see the Animaniacs chilling. You see King Kong chilling. Don Cheadle is really good in this role, you know, as this corny AI who wants to take over things. He makes a lot of weird jokes. You see characters like the Mask. You see the old Batman, the old Robin in the crowd. And that's really cool and nostalgic. Some, you know, I watched it with kids, you know, at work, and they were into it, you know, because it's a kids movie. They noticed some of the old school characters. They seen the Flintstones. They was like, oh, I know them, and it was cool. It's a solid movie. It's a decent movie, you know, especially when you have kids. I think the kids will enjoy it a lot more than just adults who've seen Space Jam as a kid, because it's not that type of movie. It's not, you know, superior acting going on. Like I said, LeBron is cool in it, but I think he's better with comedy. Don Cheadle really does a great job. He's the only one that's really on screen a lot besides the Tunes. I thought the Tunes didn't get to do as much. Like, everybody didn't play in this game like in the original, where everybody got a chance to do something. Like Donald is Daffy is mostly like a coach type person. You know, so that was kind of whack, because you didn't get all the Tunes playing all the time. But, you know, you got a lot of Bugs, you got a lot of Granny. You got a lot of Roadrunner, you know, and the Coyote and everything. So overall, it's a decent movie that I think you will enjoy, especially if you have children. But don't go into it real serious expecting it to blow you away. You know, it's Space Jam, A New Legacy for children. So I enjoyed the movie. If it's on, I'll watch it again. I'm not like clamoring to go see it again, but I enjoyed it. Have you seen Space Jam: A New Legacy? What did you think about it? And please don't take the movie too seriously. Thank you for watching. Thanks for listening. Deuces.